Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about Alexander the Great. And our goal during this video is to kind of understand some background information so that we can later argue if Alexander of Macedonia deserves that title, the Great. And we're going to do this by examining some actions of Alexander through a song, through this video, and by reading a little bit as well as looking at some primary sources. So the ultimate end goal from this lesson is to be able to practice those primary source investigation skills and also making a really strong, solid argument. So let's start with some background information here. Alexander was the son of King Philip, and this guy right here in the middle is King Philip. And he is from Macedonia, which we know from his name. So Macedonia is, again, just north of Greece. So this is kind of what we traditionally think of as Greece. But it's going to be slightly north of that. And he is going to be tutored by Aristotle, which is a famous philosopher. And Aristotle is going to teach him things like science, speaking, and really just he's going to teach him to have an appreciation of Greek culture, which is going to ultimately impact what he does as a leader. Before King Philip dies, he is going to take that Macedonia bubble and expand it into all of Greece. Then when Alexander becomes king around 20-ish, 1920, he's going to have to squash some rebellions in Greece, and that we'll come back to in a little bit. So I will bet you're wondering at this point, why is Alexander the Great so famous? Well, it's clearly his very good looking hair. Look at those luscious locks. No, I'm just playing. It's actually because his empire is going to be enormous. It is going to cover Greece, obviously, Egypt, Persia, which is that Mesopotamia region, and stretch even past Persia to almost India territory. And he's going to do this, and as he goes through with his army, he's going to tell people if they surrender, then they get to keep their government, and he'll repair the damages from the battles. And if they fight back, then, he'll just sell their people into slavery and destroy their city. So people are very much going to take option number one. Now, of course, you have people with option number two, but a lot of people are going to lean into that idea. And there's some other reasons for that, which we'll explore later. But this is how big Alexander's empire is at its height in 323 BCE. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this map. So, as I mentioned, when he first became king, he is going to have some rebellions happen in Greece. Now, we know the Greek city-states are always fighting one another, especially recently when they come to power, when Philip takes over, because they have just ended the Peloponnesian War. So, there's this turmoil here. But Alexander has his father's goal of getting and conquering the Persian Empire. So he teams up with Greece, and they're going to have this common enemy of Persia to reunite them, just like during the Greco-Persian Wars, when they're able to be united enough to fight together and have some sort of seamless cooperation. Okay. Then we are going to see as he expands and expands, it just becomes so large, right? And it becomes a question of how in the world do you control and manage all of this land? Remember, they don't have technology like the telephone or the car. We're working with boats, horses, camels, donkeys, and your feet. And that's it to get you places. There's nothing else to help you. Now, of course, you have carts with those camels and donkeys, but if you're riding a horse, it's going to take you a very long time to get all the way over here if I live over here in Macedonia, right? So Alexander's plan is kind of simple. It is this. 1. Spread Greek culture. Give something for people to get united with. 2. Use religion to inspire loyalty. We're going to see him claim that he's descendant from gods, that he's a gift from these gods, things like that. And then his third thing is to respect other cultures. He is not trying to change everybody's culture. He's going to give them Greek culture to be united with, but he's also going to incorporate other cultures into this idea. So, what this leads us to is this wonderful song by Iron Maiden. Now, rock music might not be, or metal music might not be everyone's cup of tea, but what I want you to do is listen to the lyrics and see what each of them mean. I have 3 sections because this song, with all of the instrumental parts, is 8 minutes long. We're not going to listen to 8 minutes of this song. If you want to listen to 8 minutes on your own some other time, absolutely go for it. But with this, I want you to listen for the pieces of information you just learned. See if you can identify what they are and remember the basic background information for Alexander the Great. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and play you this song.
My son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small for thee.
Alexander, at the edge of my dream, he became the Macedon king.
All right, so that concludes our video about Alexander, oops, the Great, or maybe not so great. You'll be the judge. So with that, good luck. Please let me know if you need any help.